I was in a glass box in the middle of
Whoa.
Target, and I couldn't get out, and I was like, what the hell is this?
That's creepy. Am I the asshole for making my daughters wear dresses when they visit their grandparents?
Hey, it's Caesar.
And I'm Carla.
And welcome to another episode of Carla and Caesar's Modern Life.
Episode number 45.
Hell yeah. We're here, hanging out. How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
It's my Friday, so I'm feeling good. I'm on a good one.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of working all weekend, but it's still a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're here doing another episode. Shout out to everybody. This week was Valentine's Day week that we're recording this. We already dropped our Valentine's Day episode on Tuesday the 14th.
Which was also our 1-year anniversary.
Of doing the show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent it pretty chill. We just hung out at home. You made food, chilaquiles, and then...
Heart-shaped.
Yeah, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to go see both of our parents. And then we went to get dessert.
Mm-hmm.
So chill Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. It was nice catching up with our family.
Yeah, definitely. Seeing her, we don't really ever see my mom as often as much. So it was good to see our family.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
It was good to see the dogs and the cats too.
No, shout out.
I mean, obviously they're part of the family, but yeah, shout out to the pets.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, how has your week been?
It's been pretty good. I had my days off, like not together.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of nice. I think I like it when it's broken up like that because then work doesn't feel like it's never ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's a 5 or 6 day stretch. But yeah, it's been good. Yeah. I got a few new pieces from, I went thrifting, and shout out to you for taking me shopping for my birthday.
Oh yeah.
We had been putting it off.
Yeah, we'd been putting it off, and then we finally went, and you still have more shopping to do. But that's the cool thing about, I guess, going to secondhand stores, thrifting, is that there's always different things in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for right now, like it was like what you saw that you liked, and then maybe in a couple of days there'll be more stuff, you know. Yeah, it was fun to go try on different things that I normally wouldn't wear, because I feel like that's been something I've been looking forward to doing, like switching it up, because I feel like my style is so plain and like boring, and I've been wanting to change it forever. So yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, I mean, I felt that my style was all right, and then I went to go work there, and then I was like, oh yeah, I need to step it up. So I get it. Why? Because of the items that you see coming in and out, or the people, or why? Yeah, it's like you see what you could be wearing. Like I see examples of like what people are wearing now, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to wear that too. So like, I guess, you know, we always talk about the pandemic, but it really would like made me not really even care about it, because like I remember buying shoes and I'd be like, well, where am I going to wear these to when I don't go anywhere? So that's why it was like, and so I hadn't really, and you know, also, you know, as time progresses, you know, my life has changed. I don't have the budget I used to go shopping like I used to back in the day, like all the time. And so this gave me the ability to you know, see examples and learn about what the trends are, and also, you know, be able to buy things that, you know, I couldn't before because they're cheaper. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. And there's a lot of great people like my friend that helped you out and helped you pick out some stuff. Yeah. Shout out to him. Yeah. And then for me, obviously, you know, the usual grind. I have another client now, which is cool because I get to go record at a home studio for our raw opinions. So shout out to them for hiring me to do their show. And then this is my week 2 of doing the AMP show that I do on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on the AMP radio app. You can check me out. I do a different theme every week. And this one I kind of put together last minute, but I also was in theme with the week of Valentine's Day. So it was like love songs. Yeah, and you still put a lot of thought into it. Yeah. And it's, what I did the night before, I just, you know, I thought about it for a while, and I wrote down what songs I would like. And then, I mean, I can put it together pretty quickly. Like, because of, you know, sometimes when I'm working on a lot of stuff that I do, the fun things for me are like, you know, making playlists and stuff. Yeah. And so because I know that I don't have that much time, I kind of like break it down in my head. And it also kind of, as I think of the theme, I think of what songs I want to pick. And then when I finally sit down to like really concentrate on it, then I'm like, all right, like I already have the idea.
Yeah.
But it can happen like in a day and a half, just because I know I have a limited time.
Yeah. But it's so cool because your music choice is like so like, how do you say it? Like
eclectic or different?
Eclectic. No, just like vast, like big, like expanse. I don't know what the word is. You just know a lot about a lot of different types of music, and like you have such a good memory. And like if I try to do a playlist, I'd have to like go back and like look specific. I don't even know where I would start. But yeah, like the way your memory works is so cool.
Thanks.
But and I was gonna say back to what you were saying about your clients. I was gonna say that I like that you have such like a variety of different, like every podcast that you do is so different from the other, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, even I compare it even to this one and the Rodriguez show. Like, we're all different, so it's like that's cool. That's great. Yeah, because it could get boring if I had like the same, and hopefully maybe I'll get to the point where I'll have such shows that are similar, but. It's just that the people that I work with are so different. They all have different perspectives. Like even the two that are close in age, the 30s, and I mean, I don't know, they talk about things. They're the same age range, but they talk about complete opposite things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So shout out and then 2 Cents as well. 2 Cents, they're younger than the 30s. So they're like building towards what they want in their life as opposed to the people in the 30s. And I mean, I don't know, they're already like there. They're just like adding on top of it. So, yeah, check out all those shows at Caesar Rod Podcast and Video if you're interested in seeing any of those.
Yeah, they're all really good.
Thanks.
You reminded me that I wanted to talk about the plants that I went to do for my friend Lori.
Oh yeah.
It was just like a good reminder that like I'm on the right track and like it's something I should keep pursuing because it just like makes me so happy, and like I could literally do it for hours and it feels like time just flies. And yeah, it's just nice to like find something that like I can compare somewhat to like what you do and like what you enjoy doing. So yeah, it just makes me want to like really pursue it.
That's good. Yeah, and you've gotten people that they actually, because they know that you know what you're doing, so they reach out to you. And that must feel good.
It does, yeah. Thank you.
So to add on top of like getting reached out because people know you're good at something, I actually got hired to do interviews at an event. Like actually, so people usually ask me just as part of the Rodriguez show, but this person was like, I want to hire you to do the content, and then I'll just take it from there. And so I get to actually be just a music journalist and not like a podcast editor or something like that.
Nice.
So that's going to be happening at For the Fans. Which is happening on April 8th in Santa Ana. And there's a lot of great acts that I featured on the Rodriguez show that are on this lineup. It's run by, it's created by Sage One the Wise, who's a rapper from Orange County. And he gets some bigger acts to come to, Santa Ana and perform. So
nice.
That's cool. And yeah, so check out his event and I'll be there. I'm interviewing the artists, but also interviewing the people that are going because it's for the fans. So they want that perspective too.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's out now. I can talk about it now because the flyer's out. It has the Rodriguez Show logo on it.
Nice.
So, yeah, shout out to For the Fans for hiring me to do it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Congrats.
Thanks.
That's exciting. I'll definitely be attending as a guest.
Nice.
Or, if you need me to work, you can also do that.
I appreciate it.
Back to me. My other update this week is I got skates.
Nice.
From somebody on Craigslist. Shout out to Tyra for giving me the idea to look on there. Well, she gave me the idea to thrift them because she said she's seen them around.
Tyra, your coworker?
My coworker, yeah. And so that made me think to look on Craigslist, and I found some in my like right size, which I feel like it's harder to come by. Like my size is like more rare, I guess.
For women.
For women. Yeah, I have big feet. And so they fit really nicely, and they were only $60, and they're already worn in, and they ride really smooth. I almost ate it the first time I put them on. But I'm excited to go to the park with my friends.
Nice.
That sounds funny, but it's true.
You got to be happy about things like that.
Totally, yeah.
That's how I was when I got the basketball, and then I realized I don't have anybody to play basketball with. Yeah, so that was pretty much it for the stuff we've done. But something weird came up this week that I don't even know how to react to. What is it? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, somebody reached out on Instagram, and there was like a high priestess. I'm not sure what a high priestess is, but I think it's somebody that like does tarot and like has the ability to like communicate with.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. Well, somebody reached out and said that because I was the one talking the most in the video.
Yeah.
She said that my throat and my sacral chakras are closed, meaning that I'm like out of balance basically, and that I need to do something to open up those chakras. And I mean, it definitely resonates. And also they mentioned that that I've been seeing a lot of repeated numbers, and which I always do, but I feel like since reading that comment, I have been seeing them more. And I see a lot of numbers because I work at a grocery store. Yeah. So I see like the totals that like ring up and stuff. So it's interesting that they said that. And so do you want to read it?
Yeah, so it's from high_priestess_Zion. I see glory and blessings in you, and you are destined for greatness directly from birth. I have an important message for you, but I will need your honest permission to proceed because your ancestors have been trying to reach you by revealing some signs to you, maybe through your dreams, or repeated numbers that you normally see, 222, 444, 111, 1515, around your environment. I see your throat and sacral energy blocked. So kindly reply to me once you get this message with a picture of your right hand palm, my dear, if you want to know the message I have for you. Namaste. So I think
it's pretty cool.
You want to know my take on this?
Yeah.
I think that they gave you, he's trying to get some money. Maybe this is the non,
yeah.
So I feel like this person gets hired to do readings, and they threw out, because this was comment on one of our most viral videos that we have on here. So it was like, all right, here's somebody that has, it's somebody that could be easily found. Right. And they gave you, either you're getting messages through your dreams or you're getting repeated numbers. Those are two very different things. And then I've seen other people have repeated numbers that are the same, because I follow people on Instagram that believe, and I believe it too. I'm not saying this is bad, but I've seen people that have the same numbers repeated. So it's like, and then the fact that there's 4 different ones and they're so different.
Yeah. And also my theory was that because my like followers is 1111.
Oh.
Well, one, not that many ones, but
it's 1111.
It's repeated.
1,111.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe that's why. And also because I've recently liked a post that was related to the throat chakra. And so maybe they reached out to those people that liked that post too. So yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't resonate.
It's true, but
because I also started dreaming recently, and I had not been dreaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are your dreams of any significance, or are you, or is it just, do you know? Remember?
I don't really remember them.
So I mean, but yeah. So what should we do? Should Carla reach out to this person?
What do you guys think? Let us know, because I'm conflicted. I'm probably not going to reach out, but I talked to a friend at work about it. Shout out Bree, and she said to just take that as like I need to spend more time like during my meditations, or like even be even more intentional about it. Just like to maybe be open to like receiving a message from them. So I appreciate that. Like I feel like that's what I am leaning towards at the moment, because that resonates, because I feel like I want to be able to trust my intuition and not have somebody tell me like this is my interpretation, because I feel like everybody like puts their own filter on it based on like their experiences, and so it's like I feel like either way, like take everything with a grain of salt, but I would want to interpret it myself, basically.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the audience says.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you started having dreams. I want to talk about a little bit about how I've been trying to do some lucid dreaming because I just came across some tricks that you can, like, when you're in a dream, you can see. Because I know that in dreams, I have moments where I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So in my brain now, I'm like trying to do this thing where when I'm dreaming, that when I think that, I'm like, then this must be a dream. And then you try to do one of the tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing that. And so the problem that I run into is because I don't know, like, what it is. Like, I think that you have to have some kind of more creativity going on. Not that I'm not a creative person, but I don't know what it is about my dreams where I just dream about waking up, and then I wake up again, and then I realize it's a dream, and I wake up again, and I'm still in the dream.
Yeah.
So, like, the first time,
is it frustrating to feel that?
Yes, because I'm like, I thought the idea of like lucid dreaming is that you can, do different things in your dream, but most of the time, like, it's like there's like limitations in dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always like, oh, I'm about to do this thing, and then it's like, I'm about to do it. Why can't I do it? And then you realize, like, oh, okay, I'm in a dream, and then it's over. I can't really think of a concrete example for that, but you kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that explains it. Yeah.
And so the tricks that I've been seeing are, you try to turn on a light switch in a dream, and those never work, which I've experienced that. For some reason, I never can, like, you haven't, like, even when I have a dream where I'm late for something, I don't know what time it is, and when I look at a watch, it does not tell me what time it is. Mm-hmm. I just know that I'm late. Mm-hmm. Or like the time doesn't make any sense. And so I tried that. Whenever I try the light switch thing, I realize I'm in a dream, and then I wake up. But lately, I've been having weird dreams. The one that I told you about already, but I'll repeat here for the audience is that. So I was listening in my dream. I was listening to a podcast where two people were discussing the hotel food at this restaurant in Thailand, or at this hotel in Thailand. Mm-hmm. It was like food, like treats they had in the lobby. And the guy, even though this has never happened in a podcast I listened to, he was talking about how, I didn't even want to be in Thailand, but these cookies, they were the best, and that's why I had a great vacation. And I was like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden in the dream, I'm there and I'm eating the cookies. And then I'm like, wait, what? Why am I here?
Yeah.
Like, what? All of a sudden, like, I came here for these cookies in Thailand? And then I go
But you have been in that scenario.
Eating cookies in Thailand? I had?
At the lobby, yeah, when we checked in.
They gave us cookies and
they were treats, yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay, so then I have been in that scenario. But
yeah.
But that was weird that I heard a podcast about it.
Yeah.
And then, the hotel, though, it looks like just a regular, it didn't look like the place we went to when we went to Thailand. It looked like just like a Holiday Inn.
Okay.
And so I walked into like a conference room, and then there was like a conference room full of people. And then I was like, okay, definitely now when I think I'm like on a TV show, I'm like, this is definitely a dream.
Okay.
And so then I asked the people in the room if I was in a dream, and then we had reviewed the Lil Yachty albums. Maybe that was in my head. Their faces got all swirly and messed up. So then
did it freak you out?
It freaked me out, but then I was like, oh, I know where I'm at now. And then I woke up in the dream, but in the dream, I was in the back room of a Target, and I couldn't get out of this back room. And I don't know what the hell that meant. It was like, because there is like top offices at a Target, but in this one it was like in a storage room, but the storage room, like, it was like in the middle of the fucking store, so I could see. It was like I was in a glass box in the middle of Target, and I couldn't get out, and I was like, what the hell is this?
That's creepy.
Yeah. And so I don't know, and then I woke up.
Do you wake up startled?
Yes, sometimes.
Do you ever switch the lights on and off in real life to see if it's a test?
Because even though it feels like it in the dream that it's real, like
it's a dream.
Like it's very solid. Like obviously that I'm in reality right now. But so I've never had that. Like when I know it's a dream is when stuff that happens out of the ordinary is happening. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I mean, this could all be a dream. We could all be in the Matrix. True. So yeah. I mean, I didn't think we were going to talk that much about our weeks, but I guess we had a lot to say.
Yeah, we did.
Crazy week that we've had for ourselves. I mean, not just the things we're doing, but the experiences we're having at home and elsewhere, just around in the world. But some people that need our help that are having experiences that are not great are the people in these scenarios. So are you ready to talk about them? Mm-hmm. All right. I'll read the first one if you want.
Okay.
All right, so as usual, we're going to do our 3 who is the asshole scenarios. Am I the asshole, the person that's writing, Or is somebody else an asshole? We'll find out right now with this first one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I will stop gambling when she stops buying art supplies? My wife, who's 29, and I have been married for 3 years. The writer is 28. We've been saving up to buy our first house. We started saving about a year ago and are hoping to buy a home this summer if the market in our area adjusts in a beneficial direction.
Nice.
We are already pre-qualified with a lender and are closing in on our goal amount for the down payment. Once a month, I will go to a nearby casino and spend some time gambling. I do the same thing every time I go. I put $200 in one pocket and use that for gambling. Anything I win goes into a different pocket. Once the $200 is gone, I leave with whatever money I have in the other pocket. I usually just sit at the blackjack table, the $5 blackjack table, since that's the game I enjoy the most. And if I just make the minimum $5 bets, I can play for a couple hours and call it a night. Most nights I end up around even, but sometimes I lose $100, $150. A few times I've come home with an extra $200, $300. I've never taken out more than the $200 I allow myself to start with, and if I come home with winnings, that money goes directly into the house fund. My wife is an artist and spends a lot of free time painting and drawing. She has a very large collection of paints and other art supplies. She spends a lot of money on her supplies and equipment. She will sometimes sell a painting or drawing to friends or family, but she mostly just does it for her own enjoyment and relaxation. She doesn't do commissions or anything that would make money off her art. This past weekend I was going to the casino, but my wife stopped me before I left. She said I shouldn't be going to the casino and throwing money away when we were trying to save for a house. I told her I don't see me going to the casino once a month for $200 any different than her buying her art supplies. I gestured towards a box of new art supplies my wife had just gotten and asked her how much all of it cost. She didn't answer and said that it's different because art is a hobby for her and gambling could lead to an addiction. I reminded her of my system and that I never stray from it. I just told her I do it because I enjoy it like a hobby and that anything I come home with goes into the house fund anyway. She said that if I had just taken all the money I spent at the casino, we could have already been at our goal by now. I told her I could say the same thing about her art supplies. I told her I'll make a deal with her. I'll stop going to the casino if she can go 2 full months without her buying new art supplies and only using the things she has already. She told me that's not a fair deal because she's always discovering new things she needs as she progresses through projects. I told her in that case, I'll be home from the casino in a few hours. She got mad at me and told me I'm being a selfish jerk and not caring more about gambling than getting a house. I left instead of fighting her. I ended up coming home with $150. So who is the jerk?
You are not an asshole for that. I wouldn't say. But no. You're an asshole for leaving. And like stonewalling your wife. But you're not in the wrong for gambling because you have a point. I feel like he made it very clear. Like he stated everything like super thoroughly. Like she could make money off of it, but she doesn't really do commissions. But she could.
Which is kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing he does. Like he could end up with extra money because of gambling, but not every time.
Right.
So.
Dang, that's tough. Because I feel like it's maybe what if they started like keeping track of it, like what he made versus like what he spent. Like, I mean, I'm sure they already do, but it seems like if he doesn't break even, I feel like it's still kind of a valid hobby.
I think so, because for her, like she could be spending $100 on art supplies and not making any money off of it, but at least she got the project done.
Yeah.
Which is, to him, that's kind of the same thing, right? Like he got the enjoyment and relaxation out of gambling. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, yeah, gambling like can have negative connotations because it can lead to addiction, but like anything can be addictive. Like that's she could be like, I'm gonna drop everything and just paint for the rest of my life too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's true. Yeah. But I feel like you could have handled it differently for sure because
he was a little smug.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he didn't have to leave to the casino that night. Like it could have been like, hey, look, I really want to do this. Like, let's think about this and like let's give it a second to cool down and then figure it out.
Yeah, because he might have discovered that maybe something else was bothering her, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe just talk to your wife and then, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think it's a thing you can get through because it's like like you said, it's like if she can see it in the way that it's a hobby for you as well, and that you're not like addicted because you're only doing it literally once a month. Like I'm sure like the art supplies could accumulate to that amount of money in a month.
I think so too.
So yeah, not the jerk for your. I guess like you said, not that you're a jerk for saying it that way, but you're not a jerk for defending your hobby, which it is really is.
Yeah. All right, next one. Okay. Am I the asshole for making my daughters wear dresses when they visit their grandparents? My in-laws are what you would call traditional. They seem to think the world should have stopped 50 years ago and think everything since then is evil. They aren't racist that I know of or outwardly bigoted, but they just are very old-fashioned. My husband and I have 3 children, 16-year-old and 14-year-old, both females, and then a 10-year-old male. And we go to visit all their grandparents since they live nearby. Here's the issue. They don't like the idea of women wearing pants. My mother-in-law says it's showing off, and my father-in-law always says it isn't Christian. Now, I'm pretty feminine, so I don't mind throwing on a dress when we stop by, but our daughters are not. They don't like visiting my husband's parents, which breaks his heart because we make them put on a dress before they go. They are both pretty tomboyish, and they never wear any dresses otherwise. I had to buy each of them a few dresses specifically so they can go. To be clear, it's not like they aren't allowed over if they wear pants. It's just that they won't shut up the entire time about it and how much they hate it. Our daughters hate this and think it's unfair. I guess it is, but in a lot of cultures, women only wear skirts and dresses, so I don't think it's a big deal. Plus, it isn't like it hurts them to wear a dress a few times a week for a few hours. The issue is our oldest is planning to never speak to her grandparents again after she's 18, and I'm worried it's affecting them.
You're worried now it's affecting them.
All of a sudden.
Dang. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think anytime you have to force somebody to do something they don't want to, like, why do you feel the need to control somebody like that? Like, it seems so clear to me that it's not right, Yeah. And that you are the asshole for doing this.
Because you're showing them that the grandparents' comfort is more important, or their grandparents' like opinion is more important than their comfort and how they want to express themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And they even said it too. I had read this already, but said the last sentence of the second to last paragraph. To be clear, it's not like they aren't allowed over if they wear pants. They just won't shut up the entire time about how much they hate it. So the grandparents hate, like, they won't shut up about the fact that they're wearing pants if they do. So it's like, geez.
So maybe like they're just not cool people to hang out with, and maybe just stop hanging out with them.
Yeah.
If that's how they feel about your daughters wearing whatever they want.
And especially if it affects the one that's going to be 18 years old soon, to the point where she never wants to talk to them again, then yeah.
It's not surprising. And I don't blame her.
And it's just because they're not racist, that doesn't mean that their values and traditions are not what is it called, prejudice towards people, because it's not racist to be against pants, but it is kind of like you're treating them lesser because they're not conforming to what you want, and it's like, what the hell is that?
Right.
Yeah. Old people, man. Yeah, so clearly you are the asshole, and you need to side with your daughters over your in-laws, because it's not cool.
And I just think it's wild, like, for people to think that, like, they can bring people into the world and, like, try to, like, make them what they want, as opposed to, like, letting them be their own people. Like, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways.
Last scenario?
Yeah.
All right, I'll read it. Am I the asshole for hiding my pregnancy and showing up to my sister-in-law's baby shower? I am a 23-year-old female, currently 8 months pregnant. We've been keeping it a secret and plan to tell people around this time. But a few months ago, after my pregnancy, my sister-in-law, who's 26, found out she was pregnant. And then it just felt awkward to announce, that I was pregnant. We wanted to wait for the right time, and I've been married to my husband for almost only 6 months. We've been together on and off again since we were 14, permanently together since we were 16. So at least 7 years. When we were 17, we found out I was pregnant and had complications. I gave birth to my preemie stillborn at 25 weeks. So for this pregnancy, we've been extra cautious and secretive. I haven't seen family much these past few months and I carry small, but as I develop a bump, I've been wearing hoodies and loose clothing. With that, I kind of just look like I gained weight. We were hesitant on me going. I was just going to send my husband with a gift of mine, but my sister-in-law said she wanted me there. I decided to try my best to hide the bump and go. It's all going well and no one noticed. I mean, I got a few looks, but no one asked me anything. Then about an hour in, I started having tiny cramps that eventually got more aggressive. I told my husband we needed to leave and I needed to go to the hospital. As we were walking, a sharp pain hit me and I grabbed the picnic table next to me and almost stumbled over, causing attention to myself. I really thought I was in labor. The pains were getting so intense. People started surrounding us and asking what was the matter, and my husband said, "She's pregnant, guys. She's pregnant. Something's going on. We have to leave." He panicked himself and he rushed me to the hospital. By the time I got to the hospital, my pain had subsided and they said it was false labor. My husband and I both got an angry text from my sister-in-law and other guests at the party about us hiding the pregnancy, how messed up it was, and how they couldn't believe I showed up pregnant and was secret about it. How could I have a baby stunt at someone else's shower? Just a lot of not nice texts. No one was asking if I was all right. Oh my God.
Dang.
Dang.
What a roller coaster.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I get why you're being secretive.
Yeah. You get why she was being secretive, as in like you don't blame her?
I don't blame her for hiding the pregnancy because, you don't want
how people reacted.
Well, yes, no, but also because, she had a bad experience with the stillborn.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, hey,
she didn't want to get like her hopes up.
Yeah, and like, making that announcement. And then it also was bad timing with the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And it because and then based on the reaction,
yeah,
it was they knew that if they would have announced that they were pregnant too, then they would have caused trouble too.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's also like, then I don't know. I mean, you're not an asshole for doing that because the other person insisted that you go to the baby shower, the sister-in-law, and then you were trying to hide it, but then something happened out of your control.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I don't know. But I did see some of the comments and people were saying that at 8 months, like you don't really like risk it because you're so close to, like that time when you would go into labor that you should have known. And also if like people were saying like, that's hard to hide.
Yeah.
But like, I believe that somebody could hide it, but still like, why risk it?
Yeah, why you're saying why risk going to this party when you're pregnant and you're about to basically have your kid soon?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
And the other point somebody made was that like this person like went all out and like gathered all these people and like decorated and like made food or whatever, goes into throwing a baby shower. Like a lot of planning went into it. And then you basically like came in and like took the spotlight type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, like, no one would be happy about that because somebody was trying to say like, why is it such a big deal? But like, it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but it wasn't like she decided to announce, "I'm pregnant right now," like in the middle of it. It was like it was something that she had. She wasn't even planning on telling anybody.
Yeah.
But then all this stuff happened.
Right. No, so I don't disagree with you, but you're right. Like the fact that like this was their reaction and not like concern about her and like whether she's okay or not, like that's very telling. So who are these people? Oh, the sister-in-law.
The sister-in-law's guest.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's like you shouldn't have risked going to this party as a pregnant person, but you're not, and you're not an asshole for hiding it. Maybe just showing up and risking that for yourself in this situation where it could have caused like you said, like somebody could take the spotlight or like it'd be like, oh shit, she's pregnant too.
Yeah. But at the same time, you could say like, why do you feel like you have to hide it? And like, maybe you should like seek some help for this. Cause like, I'm not trying to blame her or anything like that, but I'm just trying to like be the devil's advocate and be like, it's not normal to be 8 months pregnant and not tell people.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's true. Like,
what's up with the family?
What's going on there? And like, maybe realize like, oh yeah, like I need to like figure this out for myself and my baby that I'm about to give birth to.
Yeah, true.
Because, yeah, you want to bring them into like the best environment possible, and hopefully like working through trauma and stuff like that, like giving birth to a stillborn baby. Like, I'm sure that's traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So I would say you're not the asshole, but at the same time, like, maybe you should have known better. I don't know. That sounds mean, but like, you should be able to talk to your family so that your family can be like, at 8 months you could give birth. Like, don't try to hide that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're putting it. I think the phrasing of it is interesting because you're putting it on her to. The family itself presented the way she knew something about them where they wouldn't have been happy with her being pregnant at the same time as a sister-in-law.
That's true.
So it's like, how can you blame somebody for trying to hide something from an environment, like you said, like the people that would react negatively to her being pregnant?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough one.
It is tough.
All right, so that was it for the scenarios.
I hope that they update with like updates. I want to know what happened.
Yeah. I hope the baby's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, so that was the scenarios for this week. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah. Good episode.
These were good ones, yeah.
Yeah. Remember to follow us on Instagram. You can follow me at IamCesarRod.
You can follow me at CarlaLaRod89.
And then the other show that I do at The Rodriguez Show. And then every Thursday, 9 p.m. at Rodriguez Radio on app, which is an app. And that's the same as my Instagram at IamCesarRod. That's where I do Rodriguez Radio every Thursday, 9 p.m. Pacific. And then if you want me to produce a podcast for you anywhere in the United States, in the world, I can do that remotely. Just hit me up at Cesar Rod Podcast and Video. And if you're in the Southern California area, I can do that in person as well. So that's it.
I'll shout out my plant page.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any plant questions, need any plants repotted, or any recommendations for what sorts of plants to get for your apartment, reach out to me at Plant Parenthood OC.
That's right. And we'll see you next week. Remember to take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.